Okay, here we go again. So our next speaker is Carlo Speranza. Did I say it right? Who is Chief International Sales and Business Development Officer at Armudia Group, a role that perfectly reflects his extensive career. He has a very strong international experience gained in mostly Middle East, with Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Emirates, Lebanon, and Far East, Malaysia, Indonesia, and East and West of Europe. His career started in 1988, which was technical, but now he's leading sales and business development. Because we're late, that's enough. Please start. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for the presentation, and good evening to everybody. Speaking at the end of the day is a responsibility to keep everybody wake up, and I'll try to do my best to be as light as possible. In the next 25 minutes, I'll try to transfer who we are, what we believe, and what we do, and also what we are doing to create the paradigm of the future bank. Armudia Group is an international digital company specialized in design and developing intelligent digital platform. Since its foundation in 2007, we try to support, to be beside our customer and supporting them in the digital transformation process. It was a startup in 2007, and after 16 years, today is a group of 5 companies with 4 branches in Italy. The head office of the company is in Rome. The management office is in Milan, and we have 2 branches specialized in designing product, one in Empoli, but maybe it's better to say which is very close to Florence. Maybe Florence is a little more famous than Empoli. And one in L'Aquila, which is important because it's our research and development branches. We have a company in Italy specialized in the product design. We have a company in Albania that we founded in 2015, and they support the company for the development and for the services like application management and BPO. And we have 2 brand new companies recently opened, one in Luxembourg and one in London. At the moment, we are working in 11 countries, and we have currently around 200 banks that on daily basis are using our solution. The company is around 200 professionals. We have average age of 30 years old, including the board of directors, which is around 360 years, a sort of board of grandfathers that is included in the average. We have the average also 30 years of experiences. When we speak about myself, it's 35. And we had the chance to went across in all of this year to several frontiers of evolution of the banks. We experienced several moments where the bank tried to evolve themselves, tried to change the business model, and a lot of time where the technology helped this transformation. I started, as our colleague said before, my career in 1988 as a programmer. I was programming in COBOL and KICS. DB2, which is a relational database, right after. At the beginning, there were the VISAM file that was hierarchical file. So it's a way also to say that a sort of Tyrannosaurus Rex of the information technology. But I had the chance to see how the technology create opportunities. I remember when the spreadsheets arrived and Excel substituted Lotus. It was easier for the business to make calculation with this. And they started to complain against programmers because programmers were too slow and too expensive for them. I remember the first Java programs that created a new age of the platform and new capabilities. Arriving today, where we are at the door of a revolution, because the artificial intelligence is a revolution because create enormous capability to the platform. And coming back to the board of the grandfathers, what make able to people after a lot of years to drive a company so young is the curiosity. The curiosity in understanding what will happen, in understanding technologies. And if I can give a suggestion, I look a lot of young people here, never lose the curiosity to understand what will happen tomorrow, which is a big driver for your career. The curiosity is not enough. Together with the knowledge of the bank, the understanding of how the things should move, we built our vision of a bank. And we try always to anticipate the future, try to make it possible to take some technology and transform it in something that can be used. Of course, we are not doing this alone, because we believe, and I think that Branko will agree with me, that to create something possible, the relationship with the scientist, with the university is fundamental. That's why we have a close partnership with, for instance, the University of L'Aquila, which in Italy is one of the best for the IT. We cooperate with the Polytechnic of Milan. We are in their Observatory of FinTech and InsurTech, where we had the chance to exchange ideas with banks and with other companies like us. So those are the drivers that allowed us to be here with an idea about the future of the bank. Now, while I was thinking about what to say, I enjoy myself to look some for aphorisms that describe. There are a lot of things in internet, and I found some phrase about the technological evolution, some very enthusiastic, some very critical. And I just selected some, just to verify what even in the past was taught. Thoreau was a philosopher and said, the men have become the tools of their own tools. Maybe he didn't trust too much in the evolution of the technology, but I think it was better Albert Einstein, when they say the technological process is like an axe in the hand of a pathological criminal. Even him didn't trust too much in the technology. This is a writer, Sir Terry Pratchett, and said, always be wary of any useful item that weighs less than its instruction manual. So sometimes I remember that for applying a new language, you have several books, several big books. But the two that I prefer is this one. As far as I'm concerned, progress peaked with the frozen pizza. It was an evolution that created a lot of capabilities in the people, but the best is this one. And it's a limit that maybe even a scientist has some difficulty to face with, is what good is technology if your grandmother can send you lasagna from heaven? It's a limit. Maybe we can work about this. But the one that I like it to use to express what is important for a technology applied in a bank is that the true progress is only when the benefits of new technology become available for everyone. And everyone are the customer. Everyone are the customer. The customer that at the beginning when I started to work, were not at the center of the organization, the bank organization. As always, Gianluca, which is our CEO, the yesterday spoke about the evolution of the bank, said the model, it was a static model, where it was a passive model, where the customer received what the bank has organized, the program selected to the banks, the platform used were monolith, function-based, not process-based. And often, those monoliths imposed the organization to the bank because there was no flexibility. After years, with the web programming, with the Java programming and other languages, it was possible to change the model. And we arrived where most of the banks are now, with a more digital transformation in progress, with some channel open to have different relationship with the customers, like internet banking, like apps, and microservices that allow or easy integration with subsystems. But we are in the middle of a transformation because, as I said, artificial intelligence is a revolution that allows a lot of capabilities. And the bank that we already designed is a bank that is open, where the customer is the core business, is not something that is in the middle of a business model, is the center of the business model. It's a bank open 24 hours a day, for 7 days, per 365 days, and every 4 years, 366. It's a bank that has many capability to have relationship with the customer, because now there is several capabilities, an omni-channel approach, where you can have relationship with the customer in real time, from remote. You may imagine that the customer is everywhere and can access to the bank from everywhere at any time. This is the bank with fast services, real-time approach. And this is what we think. Of course, each bank may arrive to this approach. It's a matter of deciding to create a business model. Because when we are thinking that the customer is the core business of the bank, everything should be built around. The customer is somebody real. Is not an abstract figure. The customer is all of us, and each person is several persons. I'm a father, I'm a son, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a freelance, I'm an employee, I have children. So I have a lot of needs that a bank can satisfy. And if I find somebody in a bank that care about the entire myself, so I will find a place where I can discuss about my needs and find solution. Solution in terms of course, protection, in terms of guarantee the future of my children and whatever else. The bank knows everything about myself. They know who I am, how much I earn, how much I invest, how I use my credit card. There are several. If I ask for credits, if I have difficult to pay something, or if I have a reserve of money that is there and I don't invest. They know everything. So the artificial intelligence gave the capability to the bank to understand the customer. And after this, they understand all the customer they have and to profile properly the customer. Platform are commodities, has to be useful to this. A good platform is a platform that allows the bank to arrive, to achieve their goal. And based on this, we decided how to design our the platform we have now, and that is on the benefit of our customer. We call it Armundia 360, to mean 360 degrees solution, which is an ecosystem managed by three main process-driven solutions. One, of course, our interests are the financial and insurance part. We are not managing solution for all the bank. We are not involved in the core banking system. We manage this part of the banking process. But we have three main process-driven solutions, one for the bancassurance, one for the advisory, financial and insurance, and one for the portfolio management system. In the ecosystem, there are several other modules where the artificial intelligence is the main actor that can be useful for the bank to satisfy their goal, to support their business model, that can be used according to the different needs. And going to arriving to the bancassurance, which is the topic of this moment, it's easy to understand why a customer needs a bank that supports in this, because I need protection, and I need to guarantee a future to myself and to my children, for instance. So I need somebody that, according to my profile and my needs, is able to propose the correct approach to the guarantees, to identify the best product possible for myself. And so what we created is a process-driven, as I said before, solution that allow the bank, according to their business model, to cure myself in the best possible way. So a solution that is able to configure any kind of insurance product, life and non-life, to configure products from different carriers, to be open, to offer to the customer any kind of possible product. A system that has to fit with any kind of organization. We don't have to impose an organization to the bank. According to their model, they can use the system configuring a workflow that will be the driver of all the process from the beginning to the end. We understood the importance to be compliant with the rules and regulatory in any country are one of the issues to be managed with a platform. But it's also a regulatory. It's an opportunity to understand better the customer. If you add some commercial and know your customer approach, you will have a picture of the customer which is complete. And we invested a lot, because those are the information that the artificial intelligence is able to elaborate in real time and providing us a picture and a profile of the customer. And of course, with functionality of advisory, with functionality that allow to the banker to understand the needs of the customer, we are able to fit the needs with the available product. And understanding, according also to the policies that already the customer have, we can also register all the policies that the customer have, even outside the bank, in order to understand how much is covered, how much is guaranteed, and to understand, according to his needs, if there is some lack of protection, and propose, according also to a rating that we can provide to the banker about the different policies. Sometimes banks have, for the same product, more carriers that offer the same, and so we are able to compare according to a configurable approach and propose it the best product possible. And of course, this is for the protection. for the life, we are able to drive the banker and the customer to the best kind of investment according to the adequacy of the customer, according to different type of solution. So as you can see, is something that the bank can compose. They can compose is something that can be improved and enhanced according to the bank goal. Together with the main process that we already saw, there are additional modules, I told you, where the artificial intelligence has been used, predictive, generative, deductive. According to the different model, we use all the capabilities available at the moment to create something that can make the difference for the bank. Just a couple of focus, just to go on to the end of this part. This is the last version of our reporting system. It's a three-dimensional reporting where customer and banker, or even the customer alone, can use for going through the situation of the customer. It's an immersive reporting based on the generative artificial intelligence, and it can be used in person when the customer and banker meet in a real place, can be used by remote, can be used from the different channel that they are using to have a relationship. Those are some example of those kind of reporting. And there is also the capability to interact with the human language, because it's an educated tool, and the customer can interact, asking to the system with his voice to receive information and to receive explanation about the situation. Imagine that a customer that invested in a life policy, in some portfolio, and he wants to understand something about the performances. So according to this, the system is able to allow the customer to make a walk through his information with a voice, without any issue of translation. He can speak in any language, to receive the information about the performances of his investment. And the last example is how, I told you, we try to make available a technology can be declined in real use. And we use the metaverse technology to create the capability to the banker and customer to meet in the metaverse. And having capability to discuss about everything related to the customer. It's just an additional channel. They are together with all the others. And they can discuss about all the needs of the customer. They can profiling the customer. They can go through the investment on any other item that the customer needs in the bank. And this is an interactive model, and also here there are no issue about transaction. So, to the end, this is marketing. It's written that we are wonderful, blue eyes and whatever else. But in the meantime, at the end of this, I just recommend who is at the beginning of the career to be curious, because curiosity, look forward, and interaction and study can create something for the future, can make a difference on the market. And after 35 years of experience working with people that has this vision, is an enthusiastic way to spend my daily activity. So thanks. If there is any question. Anyway.
Thank you, Carlo. Thank you for very amazing presentation, and of course the last slides were super catchy. Although your first slide with the picture of your board was also super cool. Do you have issues with customers when you offer all this high-tech, wonderful solution that could dramatically improve their customer experience? Can they actually understand how to use these tools? Do you have to educate them? This is the...
Usually the customers are excited when you propose something. The problem we see is not in our proposal. The problem we see is sometimes they are excited to improve in some way their offering to the market, but it's not part of a general thinking. So sometimes a revolution needs to start from the center and go to the border. It has to be organic. What we see, the limit we see now, that maybe they apply a reporting system like this one, but maybe they still have a core banking system written in COBOL, where I still can make some adjustment. So this is the limit we see.
What about the end user, the physical clients who use these cool features of your platform?
There is if you read the statistics today, for instance, the bancassurance, only 20% of the bank sell bancassurance online. Only few banks are able to offer many products. There is a lack of knowledge, lack of training through the banker, because they are more able to provide services, to be sellers, but not consultant. This is the limit. It's not, of course, it's not valid for all the banks, but this is a limit. And a little resistance for the changes is normal, is everywhere. Every time that one company is able to implement a new system from the frontier of the bank, there is some complaint. But the problem is that to become a real consultant for the customer, you have to be trained. It has to be your line of business. There should be even an emotional training done to the people. You have to create an empathy with the customer and really want to help him. This is a limit that there is still in some of the banks. But our communication department sent picture of me that laugh. It seems that I do it 24 hours a day. Sorry.
Hi, no problem. Thank you very much for the presentation. It was very insightful. You have put some quotes at the beginning. I love that, so I'm going to give you one as well.
Can I ask you to speak a little bit?
Yeah.
Because
This is fine now? Yeah.
my age means also that my...
No, that's fine. I said that you have put some quotes at the beginning. I love that, so I'm going to add another one. I believe his name was Mr. Toffler. He said that the illiterate of the 21st century are not those who cannot read or learn, or write, sorry, but those are those who cannot unlearn and relearn. And I think that's a deep quote. So my question is, I was waiting for you to talk about Bitcoin, but you didn't, so I'm going to push you to do that. How do you think banks today are adapting to this new era of crypto and Bitcoin? Because as a customer, for example, when I see BlackRock applying for ETFs, for example, and I see the Deutsche or Societe Generale going that path as well, how do you think are they going to be adaptive to that? Are they ignoring that at the moment, or this is something that banks are thinking about?
So it's not so easy, because there are, if you imagine all the banks that there are in the market, each bank is in a different position. If you can imagine a line that starts from here to the arrival that could be there, they are in the middle. There is some And it depends by the people. It depends by the people, by the management, from the management to the frontier or the banker. It's a matter to, like we did, like a university does, like many other activities, to imagine your future and the bank you want to be. And start to put some budget and understanding what are the bottlenecks in this process, and started to imagine from where you have to start to arrive this. I remember there was an important Italian bank, just to, and I hope to answer with this, a very important Italian bank that very old systems. They created a sort of wow bank for the young people. It was colored credit card and whatever else. It was nice. And I was there one day, and I asked to the person I was talking with, okay, but did you implement new system for this bank for the young? No, we are connecting with the old one. So they created something very nice with lots of marketing that helped to launch that bank, but the systems were old. In this way, you are not creating the capability to evolve. You just put some color outside, but the system is that one. To change is this one. The banks, many are doing this. Many are a little in delay. Of course, to change too much in a very big bank is not easy. It's a matter of years. Small bank maybe can't afford a strong changement because of the lack of economic resource. But situations like this exhibition, are important because give to the attendees the feeling about what is changing. And like he did it to me, because I went in several of these presentations, and I understand that something is changing more than the one I knew up to yesterday. And even for the bank it's the same, because if I'm sure that there was banks here. And having the feeling that everything is changed, maybe they come back in their office, and from tomorrow they start thinking about arriving some more forward.
No more time. Thank you for great presentation,
Thank you.
inspiring talk.
Thank you.